Hello friends, Late Night Pyramid Intel, day number 8. I'm still talking about frequency treatments, and what you're looking at is an Orgone pyramid, and that's the focus of my discussion tonight. So there's a man named Wilhelm Reich, he's Austrian psychiatrist, and he studied some of Freud's theories, and he ran with them, he added on to them, and just his psychiatric theories alone were pretty cutting edge. And it had a lot to do with sex and orgasms and sexual freedom and things of that nature. So at the time, which was, you're looking at the 30s and 40s, he was pretty outrageous because people were very sexually repressed. So they had a certain perspective of him. Everything that he did was, overshadowed by people's issues that they had with sex. When he was studying psychiatry, and specifically how sexual repression can cause all sorts of psychiatric issues, he came across the Orgone energy, which basically is chi, also known as chi, your life force energy. And he believed that he could harness this energy and use it to help cure diseases and mental health and also affect the weather. So it's just an energy that's all around you that you could harness and use for your well-being. So in 1940, he built his first Orgone Accumulator, and it wasn't fancy, it was just a box, and he layered organic substance like wool or cotton, and then little pieces of metal which would grab the energy and point it toward the center of the box, and then he would have people sit in the box. And he was treating people who had mental illness and physical illness, and he was having great results. And he even said that it was really good for curing cancer. It would certainly help. Tumors would shrink and things like that. He also attracted a lot of attention and success because he built many of the boxes and he was renting them to people and having success with it. And then guess who swept in? The FDA. All of his work was confiscated. It was burned. 6 tons of literature, as well as all the boxes, no matter where they were, the ones that were rented and sold and whatever, they were all destroyed. And he ended up being imprisoned for 2 years. And he died of heart failure just a couple of days before he was to be released. Very odd. The FBI did a background check on him because he was a known communist, so they say. Could be. And they couldn't find anything that he was doing with any of his peers or organizations that he was involved with that had anything to do with communism or that was any sort of a threat whatsoever to our national security. You can read about him on the FBI's webpage. But they continued to harass him. And just like other scientists who developed something that was really working, his studies were continued, and you can still buy his Orgone pieces today because they do indeed work. And you're looking at one right now, which is one that I own. They have added crystals to the mix because crystals can help contain and amplify the energy even more. And whenever you take elements and put them in the shape of sacred geometry, it amplifies the overall effect. So I'm trying to keep the video short. That's all I'm going to say about this today. I am going to list material below this video so that you can research it. It's really interesting and that it's still being used today. And this as well has been shown, there are scientific studies that Wilhelm Reich did about cancer tumors in human beings as well as mice. I found a lab study about the mice. When they were, the ones had been treated, their organs were incredibly clean, free of cancer tumors, compared to the non-treated mice that, of course, were riddled with tumors. So it's very interesting. I'm also going to include an experiment. You can experiment with your Orgone pyramids if you would like. I did some using just bare materials that were not in the shape of a pyramid. I don't have them recorded for you, but when I placed it around a computer and I measured the radiation coming off of the computer, it just dropped dramatically. I did it in front of a couple of coworkers, and they almost fell down. They could not believe it. And so that was pretty cool. Anything else to say about them? I don't think so. I think that's it. These are really great things to have, though. Check it out. Yes, I am going to include one lab that you can do at home involving, if you have one of the Orgone pyramids, you can do this experiment and put it in your freezer and have dramatic effects. The whole point is to see that it's actually, yes, there's a real energetic field that is created. To get people in the habit of finding the research, of realizing that, you know, these fields that you cannot see are real and they affect everything positively and negatively. I'm not sure why people are so resistant to these ideas, because, you know, you live with telephones, television, radios, computers, Wi-Fi. You don't understand any of that, and yet you never doubt its existence. But I guess perhaps because this work has been intentionally hidden from you, and the claims are so dramatic, one would think that it's impossible, it must not be true, or would have not have been suppressed. And that is the whole reason I'm making the videos, to tell you that yes, in this age of incredible technology, these technologies were invented a very, very long time ago, and yet you know nothing about them. Why? Because they are very simple and very effective, and just about anyone can access them. And therefore, they're just not profitable, unlike Apple computers that blow out every couple of years and you have to spend thousands of dollars replacing them, and you can't even change a battery. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you're having a really great day. I hope that you are liking the Late Night Pyramid Intel series. If you do like it, please subscribe, like, and share. I'm trying to grow the channel because I'd like to spend a lot more time researching and sharing these things with you if it appeals. Okay, so I appreciate it. Thank you for checking out my channel. Have a great evening. Namaste.